super excited to bring on a very special guest for today, Thabo Abate. Thabo is the founder of Arbitus Group, which is a boutique accounting firm that specializes in taxes for crypto and blockchain. Speaking of surprise tax bills, I'm sure you have a lot of interesting stories, maybe some horror stories of clients who have called you in desperation or just really got hit with like $1 million tax bill.
Yeah.
Everybody's worst nightmare. Do you have some horror stories that you can share with us?
Yeah, I definitely do have some horror stories. So one tip that I always like to tell people about is that you can take out loans against your cryptocurrency. And if you take a loan against cryptocurrency, it's actually not taxable. So let's say I'm going to use big round numbers. Let's say I have $1 million worth of Bitcoin. I could put that down as collateral and get $500,000 loaned to me in cash. And that transaction of me putting my Bitcoin, getting cash, that's not taxable because it's just borrowing. I haven't actually sold my assets. So I actually teach that as a tip that people can use. So maybe you want to keep your Bitcoin, but you need cash. That might be a good way to get it without having to sell it. So that's a good tip. What happens is that when you put that up for as collateral, if the value of Bitcoin drops, the person who loaned you that money might panic, and they'll might need to sell that Bitcoin if the value drops. And so probably one of the biggest horror stories I saw was in 2020. There was a big stock market crash and cryptocurrency crash. A lot of these people who had these loans had their Bitcoin basically liquidated because the value crashed, and the companies that gave them the loans had to sell their Bitcoin to cover the loan amount. And
then they had to pay the loan back right away? No,
so let's say that example where I have $1 million of Bitcoin, get a $500,000 loan. If the value of Bitcoin drops to $500,000, so basically your collateral equals the loan, they'll sell that Bitcoin, pay off your loan. So the good thing is you don't owe any money. The bad thing is you don't have your Bitcoin, and you actually get a tax bill on that Bitcoin being liquidated by the lender. Because let's say you bought that Bitcoin for $100,000, it was worth $1 million when you put it for the loan. Even though the lender sold it at $500,000 to cover your loan and you're at zero, that's still a $400,000 gain in a tax bill. So the biggest horror stories I have were from March of 2020 during the pandemic, where I had all these guys who had been buying Bitcoin since back when it was under $1,000. And they had it liquidated, and not only did they lose their Bitcoin, but they had a big tax bill. So crypto-backed loans, really great strategy for minimizing taxes, but you gotta be careful on liquidations.
Okay, I will leave links to everything that he mentioned below. Definitely go check them out. And that is it for today. I hope you learned a ton. I definitely did. Hope that it will help you with tax season this year. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post new videos about making money, saving money, and investing money. And I'll also be talking about a lot of crypto-related topics in the coming weeks. So please subscribe, like this video if you liked it, and I will see you next week, same time, same place. Bye.